Hi, ladies. Hello. Welcome back to my page, or welcome if you've already been here. If you are joining me, make sure you say hello. Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to know who I am engaging with and who is consuming the content that I share on here. And today I just wanted to chat about this myth that men don't like good women and how that victim mentality, that victim mindset is actually ruining your majestic confidence when you have that perspective. So first off, I want to challenge you. What do you mean by good woman? If you are a woman who says that men don't like nice girls, that men don't like good women, what do you mean by good woman? Because the kind of women that I see typically saying this stuff, you see them being people pleasers. You see them being doormats. You see them not speaking up for themselves and their needs. They might be overgiving and overfunctioning, and then they are surprised when other people don't reciprocate. And in case you haven't learned by now, that's not how humans operate. You can't be a free-for-all with no boundaries for yourself and then expect, pour yourself into another person 100% and then expect them to do the same thing. Like, you do need to have boundaries around your time and the energy that you're giving out. So the women that I see complaining about this, saying that men don't like good women, the kind of women who are saying, I'm so nice to men, how come they don't like me? Or, they'll say, he liked me, but then the minute that I liked him back, he changed on me. So I want to ask you, when you started liking him, did you forget about liking yourself? Did you forget about your needs? Did you start to stifle yourself and change your personality to please him? Did you forget about your girlfriends? Did you forget about your hobbies and your passions in life? So basically what happens here is that we meet a guy and then 24 hours later, our entire world is centered around him, hypervigilant about his text messages, worrying if he likes you or not. You start canceling your life for him. You stop seeing your girlfriends because you want to see him 24/7. You start to slack on the goals that you have in life. So how can a guy truly connect with you if you aren't actually existing when you're interacting with him? So if you think about it, let's think about that. Like, if your authenticity isn't there, if your needs aren't there, if your boundaries aren't there, if your passions and your independence isn't there outside of him, if you're not inhabiting your own body, if you're not owning your individuality when you're interacting with another person, and you are more so like living for the other man, wanting to be what he thinks you should be, that's going to be impossible for a connection to truly form because you're not actually there. You're not actually there as your own unique person. So a weasel, the kind of man that wants to take advantage of you and you're overgiving, he's going to love that. However, a quality man, I refer to them as a supreme energy man, which is just a man of character, the kind of man who is a protector and a provider. He's healthier. He can't really see you because you're not actually there being yourself. But then you see these kind of men falling head over heels for the kind of women who seem to not be trying too hard, the kind of women who are carefree and independent and they're living for themselves. So why is that? So because the way that she's carrying herself is a lot more attractive to him. So focus less on being a good woman and focus more on being a woman who's true to herself instead. Majestic confidence while you're dating is all about you being in this carefree type of energy. It's a type of energy where, it's like I like you, but you're not the only person in the world. You're not the last man on earth type of vibe. And that's what helps you relax. That's what helps you not overgive and give yourself up when you're not so desperate and in that deficit on the inside. So it's not that kind of vibe is always going to be attractive to a good man, the kind of carefree type of woman, because there's a lot less pressure with her. There's a lot more space and connection with a woman who's like that. So it's not that he doesn't like a good woman. It's more about, it's that puppy dog, like, please love me, please care about me, please like me kind of vibe that's not attractive. That is what's the turnoff. It's not about you being a good woman. It's the people pleasing, please love me, please validate me kind of grabby vibe that ends up repelling the good men that you really desire, the quality men that you desire. So if you do this, if you have this pattern, it's okay. You're human. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. This is not about blaming or shaming yourself. It's just a matter of getting you back into alignment with your majestic confidence as a woman. So instead of being a good woman, be a woman who's true to herself. That's going to be a lot more satisfying for you. So number one on how to do that is bring some healing to your abandonment wound, because that's what's really at the core of this desire to give yourself up for a guy that you like. It's that fear of not being loved. It's that fear of being left and being forgotten that causes you to overwork to try to get someone to like you. And you're going to be blinded by that desperation that you're giving off, and it's going to cause you to not be discerning with who you give yourself to. And that's going to attract weasels to you. And, you know, the kind of guys that want to take advantage of your kindness. So when you bring some resolution to that abandonment wound inside of you, the more that you bring some healing to that, you start to self-source more of your fulfillment on the inside. That allows you to become a lot more energetically attracted and fill that void inside of you so that you're not so driven by that desperation and that neediness anymore. So it is that self-fulfillment that makes you more attractive as a woman. The kind of woman who's very satisfied in herself is going to be more magnetic to the men around her. And where you're going to begin to give from your kindness, that you can be a nice person, you can give from your kindness, but you're also allowing yourself to receive. So it is a different energy where it's a healthy give and take of energy, rather than you kind of pouring yourself 100% into people that aren't actually doing the same thing for you. You know, the more that you bring some resolution to that abandonment inside of you, that allows you to relax, that allows you to feel more secure, and it allows you to have better boundaries around your time and the energy that you're giving out. Number two on how to be the kind of woman who lives for herself is to be living in your vivacious delight. So vivacious delight is a term that I created, and I use it a lot on my page, as you see in my videos and in my posts. And vivacious means aliveness, and delight means joy. So this is a multi-layered subject. It's multifaceted. There's a lot of components to it in order to truly embody this type of vibe. But basically, it's about generating your own inner aliveness, and that inner spark, that inner fire inside of you, that inner pleasure and sensuality for yourself, and then learning how to channel that into specific areas of your life so that you can flourish and become more satisfied in who you are and satisfied in the way that you are living. So the kind of woman who is true to herself, she, number one, she has her back. She doesn't self-abandon. And then number two, she's living a life that she is fulfilled with. So then when you are able to engage with men from that type of vibe, you're going to be able to interact with the men around you from a place of freedom. And that is the key to drawing in those quality men, because of course, quality men are going to want the goddess who's on a little bit of a pedestal, you know, the kind of woman they have to work for a little bit. So you don't have to play hard to get. It's not about playing games or trying to act like you don't care, or, you know, pretending to not care about anyone. That's arrogance. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about truly being satisfied within yourself, genuinely living for yourself. And that makes you a little bit challenging, you know, and exciting to a man's hunter type of brain, because they are designed for conquest, you know. So when you're genuinely living for yourself, that's going to make you more exciting to the men that want to pursue you, because there's something there for them to pursue. If you're empty on the inside, if you give yourself up too easily, if you are a free-for-all with no boundaries, you know, he doesn't have to work for your time, he is going to get bored with that, and that's not going to attract the kind of men that you want. That is going to attract weasels who can sense that you are the type of woman who loses yourself very easily. So you do want to be the woman who's on a healthy pedestal, who lives a life that she's satisfied with, who's filled up on the inside, who knows how to nourish herself on the inside. And that allows you to attract more of the quality men who actually want to pursue you, because you are a person. You know, when you are inhabiting your body, when you live for yourself, you're a person when you do that. You're a human with needs when you do that. And that draws in men who want to pursue you. But when you self-abandon, you objectify yourself because you're empty. You know, there's no person there. There's no aliveness there. There's no needs there. There's no boundaries there. So that does attract weasels who want to take advantage of that, because they want the woman that they can objectify, because that kind of woman is objectifying herself when she does that. And I say all of this from personal experience. You know, I was definitely the girl who would like a guy, and then My entire sense of self would revolve around him and if he liked me and if I was doing enough for him to want to be with me. And I do have a memory, a while ago of a guy that I was obsessed with, and I would be stalking his social media. I would be, checking his Facebook Messenger, checking what time he was logged in, and then calculating the amount of time that he would, take to respond to me. And I know firsthand how much that drives you crazy and how much it doesn't feel good to have your entire sense of self crumble when it comes to this obsession that you might feel of giving yourself up to try to get love. But you actually don't have to overwork for love. The more that you inhabit yourself, the more that you build yourself up on the inside when you're satisfied and fulfilled with yourself, that actually is your key to drawing in the kind of men that you want without you having to overwork and overfunction for it. So I know firsthand what it feels like to want a guy to like you so badly that you're willing to jump through hoops to get his validation. And I also know firsthand that it is possible to heal from all of that, learn how to feel more secure, and I can teach you exactly how to do that over in my program, The Art of Elite Feminine Sovereignty. So stop trying to be a good woman and be the kind of woman who is true to herself. I promise you it's a lot more satisfying to live that way. So to recap this video, to answer this statement, this phrase of men don't like good women, you are correct. They don't. What they like is the woman that they have to work for. And the minute that you can accept that and you stop fighting it, the minute that you accept that human instinct inside of them, and when you learn how to use it in your favor, I promise you that is when your dating life will change and get better. So for those of you who want to take this further, you want to bring resolution to this abandonment wound, you want to learn how to build a life living in your vivacious delight, a life of pleasure and happiness and joy. So you can be a woman who is true to herself, the kind of woman who is carefree and confident. I invite you into my program, The Art of Elite Feminine Sovereignty. I actually just added a payment plan option where you can pay in installments. So you can get started today for as little as $69, which is very cheap, not cheap, but very low, very affordable. And I do recommend joining now because in 2023, next year, the price is going to go up as more people join and as I add more classes. So I highly recommend to join now and lock in that early bird rate at the moment. So you can click the link down below. I'll leave it for you down below for the details. Or if you want to send me a private message, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a private message for that as well. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for joining me. This topic has been on my mind this week, and I felt like it was a good topic to talk about. It's definitely needed. So make sure you share your thoughts or your questions or your insights down below. And even if you disagree with anything that I said, share that with me too. I'm open to all perspectives here. And I want you to help me grow my platform as well by not only liking and commenting on this video, but also share this video so that more women can find it, so that they can find their authenticity and understand this mindset shift and this secret on how to be a carefree woman who lives for herself, who not only, which not only attracts more fulfillment and confidence, but it also is the key to attracting those good men to you who want to adore you and cherish you for life. All right, my loves, thank you for joining me. Thank you for showing up. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend, and I will catch you later. Take care.